Hello, everyone. This is Cody Lee of BlackCatBooks.org, author of I the Dragon, Cruel and Beautiful, Rabbit Hole, King Dale, Lauren Frey, Grim, Clover, and the upcoming Jaw the Dragon. And today we are looking at another Drymark Dimitri video. I thought it was Draymark, but I should probably sub to this guy because I. This is the guy who spurred out about Nintendo Switch Sports, if I remember correctly. The guy who spurred out about like it being the worst Nintendo game of all time. Completely ridiculous video, downright absurd, and this is the kind of content that I want to cover on the channel. The kind of extremist anti-Nintendo narratives that are so prevalent in the gaming world that you see everywhere that people take completely seriously, uh, that people worship, honestly. And now, 4 days before the launch of Super Mario Strikers Battle League, we still see people trying to push this narrative that Mario Strikers is rushed, which we can clearly see is not the case. Like back when the game was first shown, people were complaining about the gameplay, like the speed of it, like not having sidekicks, the stadium design, stuff like that. But now that the demo is out and we have a general idea of how the game plays, we know that there is absolutely nothing wrong with Mario Strikers. This will probably be the best Mario sports game since Mario Tennis Aces. So let's go ahead and look and see what he has to say.
You are now watching The Meech.
I hate this fucking game. Hate it. I
Nintendo
hate.
hosted a Mario Strikers Battle League demo over the weekend. This has been
I played it.
common
It was
for their
great.
multiplayer-centric games, most recently with Switch Sports, but this time around, they're giving you the privilege of sharing footage. Many are under the impression that I despise Battle League, similar to how I resent Switch Sports and Mario Tennis Aces, and I can definitely see
Tennis
why.
Aces is fine.
I'm not a fan of Nintendo releasing unfinished games and finishing them later with quote-unquote free updates. But unlike Switch,
Yeah. The free update thing. People have been desperately trying to bitch about that for forever now, right? Like it's something over the past couple of years, I think that people have really tried to spin into being a bad thing. Like, oh man, they're finishing the game later. No, they're giving you free updates. Like, what's the big deal? What exactly is the issue with not having all the characters or whatever available at launch? There is none, right? Doing it this way keeps the meta fresh. It keeps things engaging. It keeps people coming back. It is it has proven itself to be an excellent way for people to not be able to finish the game in a weekend and say they're completely done with it forever. Like it keeps people coming back and it keeps people engaged. It is it is a formula that has been proven to work.
Sports, which has next to no redeeming aspects, I saw potential with Strikers. Seeing potential is one thing, but actually experiencing the game is another. I played the game both in a global match and with my good pal Star Chronics. If you haven't checked him out, please be sure to do so. Otherwise, PD will take over the channel, and you do not want that. Most of the time,
What?
my first impressions are accurate to my experience with a game, but once in a blue power moon, I'll be proven wrong. And I want to be about Battle League. So the question is, did I
It's in a blue moon. So this guy is saying that he's usually right when it comes to his hot takes on Nintendo subjects. I've watched one of your videos before this one, the Nintendo Switch Sports one, and you did not make a single adequate point.
get a kick out of Battle League, or was it a foul ball? Starting up the game, I was
Wait. Foul ball? Do you? Okay.
immediately caught off guard because the controls were not what I expected. There are tutorials, but the pick up and play nature of Mario sports games is what makes them so great. But fortunately, I was able to get familiar with the controls after a round or two. They're similar to Super Mario Strikers on the GameCube, but if that's the case, why was I caught off guard? Then it dawned on me. Rather than switching between teammates, you swap between characters, and since Starchronics was on my team, I could only swap between 3 characters. This isn't a criticism, but it did catch me off guard after playing the first 2 Strikers games. But how is the gameplay? At its core, Battle League is definitely Mario Strikers, It's more reminiscent of Super Mario Strikers, likely due to the button controls, but the gameplay is more refined and intuitive. There are a lot more moves you can pull off, bringing in a good element of strategy. Items are also handled how they are in Mario Kart, where you get them in an item box, though real metaculture know that an item hexagon is a good indicator when a game is going to be great. The items are a bit standard, but still have a similar impact. Battle League is fun, case in point, and I had a good time playing it. I'm sure if you play the
You're
game in
down with that.
single player or locally, the switching between teammates will be more similar to the other Strikers games, but considering this demo was online, that probably explains the different structure. The core gameplay is good, but definitely could improve a bit with a bit of a speed up, because it felt a little bit slow for my liking. But overall, the experience was solid. What caught my attention the most were the animations. Next Level Games has proven time and time again that they should be making Mario movies, and Battle League is no exception. The Hyper Strikes incorporate the art style of the character art, and it looks incredible. This is something that might have been too much for the GameCube and Wii to handle, but I have a feeling Next Level Games always wanted Hyper Strikes to look this way. But it's not just limited to them. The victory and losing animations are also incredible. If Nintendo came out and said the game needed to have a smaller roster due to high quality animations, I wouldn't agree with them, but that's anything but a baseless, not true excuse. I also really liked how you could customize the characters. The gear system was not fully incorporated in the demo, so I'm mainly referring to being able to select your team's color. Whenever there's customization like this, I'm always a huge fan. WarioWare Get It Together had the break room, where you could customize your characters to whatever weird, bizarre liking you choose. And this is why Nintendo is probably never gonna hire me. Oh well. I guess in the meantime, I'll just go on a park bench and fall over a million times to the tune of UN Owen Was Her. The customization in Battle League is.
Wait, what? Wait, what the fuck was that? Wait, hang on.
This is why Nintendo is probably never gonna hire me. Oh well. I guess in the meantime, I'll just go on a park bench and fall over a million times to the tune of UN Owen Was Her. The customization in Battle.
What the fuck does that mean? Look, I have no idea what that means. What does that mean? What does any of this mean? This is a terrible review. He's not talking about the game in any meaningful capacity. He's nitpicking stupid shit that he couldn't have figured out. That he just somehow couldn't figure out how the game is structured right. And then, what is that joke? Unbelievably cringy. Unbelievably.
League is not as in-depth as the kind in WarioWare, but it's cool being able to change the characters' colors. It's a bit odd seeing Blue Mario after nearly 40 years, but I'm all for it. I had a fun time playing Mario Strikers Battle League. It's like
Blue Mario was in Mario Tennis, by the way.
a fine meal.
Fucker.
Unfortunately, though, it's not cooked. The game is simply not ready, and it goes beyond just a small roster. The game needs, at minimum, a year and a half to 2 years of more development. It appears
2 years of development for this. Is he serious? What is he talking about? He's had basically nothing but nice things to say about this game. 2 years extra development time. Really?
that there's only one stadium. Even though they might look different, it's only a cosmetic change, and even then, they look sterile. It's essentially just throwing a few Mario elements into a soccer field. Do you know?
Nothing wrong with that. That removes the gimmicks and just the random aspect of the charge stages.
How bad this truly is? Mario Tennis Ultra Smash didn't have unique stadiums, but even changing the court provided some additional gimmicks. I say some because they're barely even noticeable, but here, there are none. I'm certain Battle League will be better than Ultra Smash, but like I always say, better than Ultra Smash is not a standard. The online also isn't consistent.
Always?
Lag is prominent, but it runs deep.
Wait. What?
Online also isn't consistent. Lag is prominent, but it runs decently when it works. But that's
I I streamed the game myself. We were playing online globally with three other people. No lag, absolutely nothing. He for the entire hour. This guy is full of shit.
That's another thing. Even a game as lifeless and as crappy as Switch Sports
Switch
had
Sports is
solid
great.
online. I assume Nintendo actually improved the online servers, starting with Mario Party Superstars, but unfortunately, that's seemingly not the case. It's very clear Nintendo knew that there was a huge demand for a new Mario Strikers, but wanted to put a game out as quickly as possible, regardless of quality. It's more sad.
How exactly would 2 years of online time fix the internet server? What does that have to do with the game itself? Assuming the game really was broken online, which it isn't, as I've already established. Through my own stream, if if there was a problem with the network infrastructure, delaying the game itself for 2 years wouldn't do anything. They would be better off fixing the network infrastructure itself. Now, there's nothing wrong with the network infrastructure, but for some reason, people like this always insist there is.
Sad than anything. With a game like Mario Tennis Aces, I was very disappointed. I felt duped. I felt smeckledorfed, and that's not even a word. But for most people, it's just Mario Tennis and isn't that big of a deal. But with Mario Strikers, we waited nearly 15 years, and get this? Enough is enough. If there's one thing I can say for certain, Next Level Games is not to blame. It's Nintendo pushing developers to put out games as quickly as
Wait. So this motherfucker is going to blame Nintendo directly for a game that Next Level Games put out. Oh man, Next Level Games would have made it great, but Nintendo ruined it. What evidence do you have for that? You are pulling that out of your ass.
possible, regardless of quality. I just want to make it perfectly clear if you are excited for Battle League or even disagree with my stance completely, I have no problem whatsoever. I think it's quite apparent I'm not crazy about the Mario sports games on the Switch. Starchronics, on the other hand, really likes the Mario sports games on the Switch. What did we do? We played Battle League together and are working on a collaboration retrospective about New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Disagreeing with my stance on a game doesn't make me mad. I remember seeing someone comment, I know how to make Demeech mad. I like New Super Mario Bros. U. Nice try. You want to know what does make me mad though? It's guys like this attempting to invalidate criticism. Someone was disappointed Daisy wasn't going to be in the roster and said Battle League will likely be a fix-it-later game. Then this guy jumps in, goes out of his way to say, fixing implies something is broken. Not having Daisy won't make the game lose stability. Gee, I'm so glad you're here to set the record straight.
Fucking Base Diego calling him out on his shit. Oh man.
How dare someone say fixed despite the roster being an issue that needs to be fixed? It's this arrogant attitude of always needing to be right and telling others the true definition of something
Rejection!
that brings my cold reptilian blood to a boil. Tell you what, maybe the definition of fixing or finishing isn't clear, but if there's one definition that sums up my thoughts on Battle League, it's disappointment, and that is pretty clear. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments and keep.
What is disappointing about Battle League? 8 minutes, right? 8 minute long video. This motherfucker did not make a single point. All right. The closest he got, I think, was bitching about the roster, which I think is a little bit small, but myself. But there, the updates, right, are coming. The game wants you. The new characters are coming. We've already got that confirmed. So other than that, like bitching about the stadiums made no sense. Bitching about the online play made no sense. Bitching about the general gameplay made no sense because it's more defense focused than Charge was. Oh man, it's too slow for my liking. Like my gameplay sessions, right, were insanely intense. Right? When you had a bunch of people just online playing, switching between characters, it was insane. I found it a lot more balanced than Charged was, because Charged does this thing where you can kind of score 5 goals at a time, and it's eh, I'm not a huge fan of that. Battle League seems a lot more balanced in that regard. I really have no complaints with it gameplay wise. I'm inclined to say at this point that Battle League is probably already my favorite game in the series, considering its animations, considering its online play, considering the general gameplay. Like it all looks great. Like the gear we've seen, like it looks cool. Like, what complaints has this guy lobbied against the game that are in any way valid? I have seen absolutely nothing.